Location, a suite at an upmarket zoo. A few cushions indicate a comfortable environment. Ling is munching on a bamboo stick and posing like a bodybuilder. He wears a t-shirt with the World Wildlife Fund panda logo. Yan enters carrying an armful of bamboo.
Fresh supply, dear.
Thanks, Ann, but you shouldn't.
Oh, are you dieting?
Don't be ridiculous. People like me cuddly.
Well then.
You always bring me bamboo. It isn't good enough.
Well, would you like something else for a change?
Of course not. Pandas eat bamboo, period.
Then.
You embarrass me. Fetching and carrying, we have servants to do that.
Well, they prefer to be called keepers.
We're not in the wild. Do you want people to think you've been foraging?
Oh, sorry, dear. I'll put it back.
Leave it. Putting it back is just as bad as fetching it.
Tempted?
That's better. Be a diva. Show your superiority.
What have I got to be superior about?
You're my mate.
Am I? I only ask because we've never done any actual mating.
It's an honorary position.
I'll take any position.
Now, you know where that would lead. I'm the poster boy for endangered animals. How would it look if we started breeding cubs all over the place?
Like a happy family?
An ordinary one. We're famous and pampered because there's so few of us. Let's not rock the boat.
I wish you would rock mine.
Have some bamboo.
No, thanks. Reminds me of what I'm missing.
A privileged lifestyle requires sacrifice.
I'd love that.
What?
Doesn't animal sacrifice involve being tied up and eaten?
How many times do I have to tell you? I only eat bamboo.
Okay. Anyway, Ling, that logo, it isn't you.
Of course it's me.
It was designed before you were born.
The first rough draft. But the current version is my physique. Practically a perfect sphere.
Well, you spend all of your time maintaining your image.
My fans expect it. They like me cuddly.
Well, if they're after a cuddle, I wish them luck.
I've expanded heaps lately. Must be due for another photo shoot.
Oh, I forgot. A couple of visitors are waiting outside, wearing cameras.
Show 'em in, show 'em in.
Well, they're a bit weird looking.
Yan, you can't expect people to be as cute as I am.
Well, they aren't people. They're birds, I think.
You think?
Well, they're not like any that I've seen before. They have funny looking beaks, and they hardly have any wings.
Kiwis?
These make kiwis look like swans.
Let's not judge. No matter how ugly the paparazzi are, we rely on them. Bring 'em in.
Okay.
Thanks so much for seeing us turning up uninvited and all.
Happens all the time at the zoo.
Welcome to our humble abode.
Oh my, what a gorgeous place. Look, Mr. D, a swimming pool.
Big enough for a whale.
Too kind.
Oh, it's just for show.
We're not aquatic.
Neither are we.
Apart from the odd paddle. Now fess up, Mr. D, we do like the odd paddle, don't we?
True, Mrs. D.
Would you folks mind terribly if we took a few teensy pictures?
Oh, go ahead.
Just don't ask me to take a dip.
Oh, wouldn't dream of it.
Uh, how's this?
Oh, a bit to the side, please.
Bit more.
So you're not penguins then?
Oh, good heavens, no, we're dodos.
Dodos?
Dodos.
I thought you were extinct.
But we were.
Modern science to the rescue. And they needed our DNA.
Oh, a new lease on life. Must be very thrilling for you.
Oh, sure is. Been so much progress and all.
Especially in accommodation.
Oh, to think our ancestors used to scratch around in the dirt.
And look at us now.
Oh, we do like the odd bounce, don't we, Mr. D?
We do indeed, Mrs. D.
Right. Time to leave.
Oh no, don't go just yet. We feel bad enough as it is, evicting you out of your former home.
Excuse me?
Mrs. D, I don't think they have been officially informed yet.
Oops.
Informed?
Progress brings a whole swag of changes. The World Wildlife Fund wants to capitalize on our success story. They're switching their logo to a dodo.
And the house comes with the job.
Are you crazy? You want a logo? Have you looked in a mirror? Don't want to be rude, but you're hardly really.
Photogenic?
Oh, we know that, but our chickies will be.
Cute little round faces.
You little round bodies.
Round?
Pandas have always been the symbol of the conservation movement.
Even historical relics have an expiry date.
Oh, now hang on there, Mr. D. No one's talking about expiring, just relocating.
I stand corrected, Mrs. D. Relocating.
Where to?
Oh, I heard the word jungle mentioned.
Jungle?
I heard rainforest.
Oh, remember, Mr. D, pandas aren't aquatic.
You're right, Mrs. D. It was definitely jungle.
Much drier. Oh,
But back to nature, Ling. Maybe it's just what we need.
Oh, well. There is one thing about this place I won't miss. Breakfast.
What? You don't have breakfast. You eat all day.
In the wild, but here humans feed you what they have every morning for meals.
oh, we're partial to fruit, aren't we, Mr. D?
And the odd nut.
Eggs.
Pardon?
You'll get eggs.
Reptile eggs?
Birds' eggs. Boiled, poached,
Fried?
Oh, dear.
scrambled. Humans have no sensitivity. They'll beat your offspring to a pulp and serve them up as an omelet.
Oh, my baby.
Did anyone tell you why your ancestors were extinct?
Climate change?
Oh, please. You'll need to hide.
Well, where the humans never go?
I know. The alligator swamp.
How do we get there?
Straight through the tiger enclosure, past the giant pythons, turn left at the wolves.
Oh, we can't thank you enough. Oh, mustache.
Oh, close call.
We can't afford to be complacent, Yan. We need to change our strategy. Being endangered isn't enough anymore. We have to be a success story.
You mean?
That mate thing, it doesn't have to be an honorary position.
Oh.
Yan smiles and approaches Ling. End of play.
Oh, well done. That was very funny. Very funny. The Root of All Evil, Frederick Devereux. Excerpt from a play written by Tasmin Jahan. Scene 16, 1970s, at the Devereux mansion. Benjamin has been summoned by his auntie Sophie. He enters her study to find that Aunt Sophie is wiping away a tear.
I see that we're preparing for the Devereux extravaganza already. I guess the same organizer will be saying the same old thing. The Devereux extravaganza, also known as the Dex, is the most exceptional and sensational event of the calendar year. The Dex believes in true business opportunities. Oh, it's father's favorite event of the year. Business, wealth, mergers, and of course the tremendously boring speeches and big-headed beings stroking each other's egos. I can't wait. Sophie, you seem quiet.
The whole world moves on, but I can't.
What's brought this on all of a sudden?
Your father's been meaning to promote the Dex in the local paper. Unfortunately, he didn't have time to speak to this journalist called Samuel Colcott today, so I had to fill in. He interviewed me earlier this morning with a different set of questions. What a stupid and ignorant journalist he was. He offended me.
What did he say exactly?
He repeatedly asked about Christopher Marsh.
Oh?
He had no right to do that.
No wonder you're feeling this way.
The past never lets me rest.
The villagers have spoken about a Christopher Marsh, and I must admit I have stood there and listened attentively.
What did they say?
You don't want to know.
Yes, I do. What have they been saying?
Auntie Sophie, this really isn't a good topic to go into right now.
I said I want to hear it, and that means I want to hear every word of it.
Most of the villagers have said you're responsible for his death. You had an intimate relationship with him and then chose to abandon him.
That's not true.
But Aunt Sophie, nobody seems to know the truth.
Except for me.
You should put them right.
What's the point? Even if the truth were known, people would still disparage and curse me.
I'm ready to listen and learn the truth. I promise I won't disparage or curse you. I never would. You can trust me.
Because of him, I never married. You know the little cove next to my bedroom? It's full of memorabilia of Christopher Marsh and his son.
Wait a minute. You have a son?
Yes, I have a son.
Where is he then? What is he doing? Why isn't he with you?
You must swear on your life that you will never repeat what I'm about to tell you.
Absolutely.
I was in my early 20s. He used to drive a tractor on Mr. Warrington's farm. Next to the farm, there were so many pretty flower beds. Mr. Warrington had such colorful flowers that I just had to go and pick them and bring them home. First time I met Christopher, he shouted at me and said, "Get off this property, you're trespassing. You'll get into trouble." I wish I'd listened. As I was young and rebellious from time to time, his warning fell on deaf ears. I continued to visit the flower beds until one day Christopher jumped off his tractor and we came face to face. Again, he echoed the same thing. I looked straight at him and smiled. I gave him a red rose. I wanted him to stop shouting at me. The red rose obviously didn't mean anything. He was very handsome and well built. I remember his shirt was a little torn at the side. And I asked why he was wearing a torn shirt, and he explained that the shirt was his best garment yet. I felt a little sorry for him, and I said, "Don't worry, I'll get you another shirt." He refused, point blank. Then he interrogated further. "Who are you? Who are you anyway?" Well, I revealed my identity. He was surprised. And then his masculine tone immediately softened. I asked him again, "Would you like me to get you another shirt?" Then I facetiously tore the whole side of his shirt. I told him, "That is the kind of punishment you get if you refuse gifts." He laughed and told me I was such a daring little flower.
Daring little flower. Aren't those the initials on your sewing machine, your handkerchiefs and gold pendant?
And my pillow. Yes. DLF. He earned a pittance on the farm. He could just about earn enough to feed himself and his parents and younger sister.
Did you go to collect flowers every day?
Yes. I always looked forward to seeing him. Sometimes he would tell me to go home, otherwise Mr. Warrington would get angry.
And did Mr. Warrington catch you two together?
We were discreet. Nobody saw us.
Did you buy him a shirt then?
I bought him a plain blue shirt, nothing over the top.
Did he like it?
He loved it, but he was concerned that it wasn't right to accept presents from someone like me, but I insisted.
Did he wear it?
He wrapped it around his body so well that I was simply taken aback by his charm. And as days went by, I discovered slowly but surely that I was falling for him.
Did you tell him about your feelings straight away?
No. He was from an underprivileged family, and I was part of a wealthy empire.
Must have been really difficult.
I thought all these silly feelings for him would flutter away, and suddenly one day everything would be back to normal, but alas, it wasn't meant to be.
What did you tell him?
When I fell over a stupid, rusty rake.
A rusty rake.
As usual, I was fooling around with him and being sarcastic and playful and flippant. That day, when I fell over, he came to my rescue. I hurt my right leg, it was bleeding. He quickly jumped off his tractor and picked me up. I held on tight, and he gave me such a wonderful look and radiant smile that I knew at once he felt the same way too.
It's great when you discover that glorious moment. I remember that feeling when I was with Michelle.
He hurriedly took me to a nearby barn and bandaged my injured leg. He was very sweet and gentle.
After that, did you need to go to the hospital?
After that, fate united both hearts.
Did anybody from the mansion find out?
The wrong people found out.
Oh,
Your grandfather was irate and my dearest brother made matters worse. He never was on my side.
What did they do?
I was deeply in love with Christopher. He started to receive threats. They said they would kill his family if he didn't stop seeing me. And whilst this was going on, my family were mentally torturing me. Held prisoner in my own home, not allowed out. Then the astonishing news followed.
What?
I fell pregnant.
Oh, wow.
My worst nightmare came true. Christopher had lost his job. His family were told to leave town straight away. Christopher sadly went away with them. It was too late to abort the pregnancy. Well, that is what I told them, but the real purpose of having the baby was that I would have a part of Christopher with me forever. During my pregnancy, I missed Christopher so much. Then one day he charged into the mansion, declaring his love for me and saying he was going to take me away from this bleak and callous place. He was wearing the blue shirt I gave him. Unfortunately, he was thoroughly beaten. I was so heartbroken. I witnessed the whole agonizing ordeal. They were savage with him, and I never stopped loving him.
You would think they would stand by you, especially when it mattered the most. Where was Grandma when all this was happening?
She'd been sent to her parents' place. She was told by my father, literally, "You are a severe disappointment to this family," because she hadn't disciplined me well.
Did you fight for him? Did you not fight for him?
The only thing left for them to do was to chain me to the walls. Security had taken every precaution possible on your grandfather's orders. I had 2 guards outside my room. Anything I wanted to eat had to be brought up to me by one of the maids. I wasn't even permitted to walk around the mansion. My feet were brutally swollen from the water retention.
Did he come back after the beating?
My father could see how distraught I was with the entire frightful circumstances. I thought at some point, just maybe he would say to me that everything was all right and that I would be able to see Christopher again and be with him for the rest of my life.
Did he do that?
I was evidently dreaming. 2 weeks later, I recall I was 6 months into my pregnancy. A brown package arrived in my name. Inside this package was the blue shirt, soaked in fresh blood.
Oh,
There was a note. I recognized the handwriting. It read, "Christopher is no longer alive. He had been killed." The inscription was in Frederick's handwriting.
God.
They were brutal and unrelenting. My heart sank. My whole world fell apart. I felt like a widow. I never thought he would die.
I'm so sorry, Auntie Sophie. I'm so sorry. What about the baby?
Because I was so distressed from this horrific ordeal, I suddenly went into labor. The guards summoned the maids and they helped me with my delivery. My delightful son came into this brutal world 4 weeks early. When he was born, he resembled his father. All I could see was Christopher. As I was beginning to recover, the alarming news arrived.
What alarming news?
3 weeks after his birth, your dictatorial grandfather deemed it obligatory that I have no connections with the pauper's son. Apparently, our blood was too rich for his veins. I was told he'd be taken away and be raised by the maids. I wept and wept until I had no energy left. Later on, I found out your father had contributed to this suggestion. For 3 continuous years, I cried myself to sleep. I had psychiatrist after psychiatrist come to me, but they weren't able to soothe me. My aching pain, my cutting wound, and my deeply saddened heart never quite recovered.
Where is your son now?
I'm afraid I can't tell you that.
Please, Auntie Sophie, please tell me. I swear I won't tell anyone.
I think I've told you enough already.
Please, Aunt Sophie, please share your pain. I hate seeing you. I hate seeing you like this.
All right, then. His name is Peter. Peter Marsh.
Oh.
He's a lovely boy. He's chatty and quite handsome. I see him every day.
Really? Where?
He is in this torturous mansion.
Peter. Peter, you mean all Peter? The Peter who works in the mansion?
Peter, the under butler, is my son. Because I was crying my heart out, your grandfather put forward an agreement. He said I could still be a mother from a distance as long as I never approach him as his mother. I was told him to treat him like a member of staff. As he grew older, he was chosen as a minor worker within the mansion. He worked alongside his adopted mother. I had the fortunate task of watching from afar.
My goodness me. I just can't believe that all of a sudden all this actually happened to you. All of these years you survived this torment and in total silence. You're amazing, Auntie Sophie. You are truly a hero. You carry yourself within society as if all is going well for you. Many people say many things, but you really have a heart of gold. You are truly extraordinary for carrying this huge burden. There are really no proper words to describe your bravery and your astonishing endurance. May I suggest something, please?
Yes?
You must tell him.
No.
You must. He deserves to know his wonderfully brave and caring mother. Every child deserves to know his mother.
I can't. Not after all these years. He'll hate me.
He will not hate you. He will love you because he's missing you right now, Auntie Sophie. You must tell him. You are responsible for his birth. You did not raise him, I know, but he is your flesh and blood. He will always be yours. Nothing can mentally divide you, Auntie Sophie. Your secret is safe with me. I will not tell anyone, but you must promise me. You must inform Peter about the great news. Promise me you will do that.
Oh, Ben, thank you for listening. And I promise.
I love you dearly, Auntie Sophie, and I want you to be happy.
How do I even begin?
You must take your time. The right words will come to you.
I feel so angry as well.
You know, it is absolutely remarkable that Peter's in fact my cousin. So exciting.
I'm relieved to say that I'm finally looking forward to a better tomorrow, because vengeance is in my heart, and perhaps death in my hand too.
Auntie Sophie, that sounds like Shakespeare.
Benjamin, it's been a long way, but the high and mighty will soon fall.
Before I leave you, I think you are going to talk to me about Michelle. The worrying thing is that I cannot locate her. I wonder why. Father was very stern with me the other day about my relationship with Michelle. And as you know, she too is from an unprivileged family. Given what happened to you, do you think Father will do the same to me?
Auntie Sophie puts her arms around Benjamin and gives him a warm hug. End of excerpt. Well done. Well done.
Very nice story. The next is from a new contributor, Barbara Fox. It's called A Circle. Bless
A Circle by Barbara Fox. The scene, a unisex beauty salon. An older woman, Mrs. Marson, is seated at the manicure table. A young woman, Renee, is giving her a manicure. An older man, Mr. Clifford, a towel covering his face, is dozing in a chair in the back of the room.
So what color did you decide on, Mrs. M? This pink would look real pretty.
Oh, I think I'll just go with the clear, dear. This manicure has to last me a long time.
What do you mean a long time? Aren't you coming in next week like always? You have a standing appointment.
I know, but
So what's the problem? I mean, I'm leaving next week, but Eleanor, she's the owner, is going to be here and she can take over.
well,
and she can-
it's just that I really have to economize a little bit, cut down on a few things.
What? No way, Mrs. M. People like you don't cut down.
Of course, people like me, whatever that means, cut down after I pay the association fee, buy food, and pay a few bills. Not enough left, and thing always comes up. Last month, part needed a new radiator, and the month before, a washing machine broke down.
Tell me about it. I say I'm going to save money every week, but I hardly ever do.
We went through most of our savings when Alfred was so sick. You know, the nurses, adds up.
Yeah, I guess it does. Gee, that's a shame, Mrs. M.
Well, it's not the end of the world. Anyway, when I Marsden Manor, that's what Alfred called our house, Marsden Manor. I'm going to buy a little condo right on the beach, and then I'll have more than enough money. If ever it sells, that is.
No prospects yet?
Well, there's one couple. They looked at it last month. I really thought they liked it, but I never heard from them again. The realtor is very discouraging. She says no one wants a big old house in the city, especially one that needs so much work.
Does it? Need a lot of work, I mean.
Well, I suppose it does. The last few years, we just sort of let things go. You know, when you've lived somewhere for a long time, we bought the house in 1982. You peeling paint or old-fashioned kitchens and bathrooms.
I know exactly what you mean. When I first moved into my apartment, I hated the gray carpet. Now I don't even notice it.
Realtor said the pool needs new tiles and the driveway has to be paved and the lawn is overgrown. The roof and the tennis court need redoing. And I don't remember what else. I just don't know where to start, even if I could afford it. I just don't have the energy.
What about your kids? Can't they help?
I wouldn't think of asking them. Al left me a perfectly adequate pension. You know what? That's enough about me. Let's talk about something cheerful. Tell me, how is that new young man of yours? I keep expecting to see a ring on that finger.
Oh, Marty is great. Every time I see him, it gets better. He's so perfect, it scares me. We like the same things. We never run out of stuff to talk about. He's a great kisser. He wants me to meet his family. Can you believe the lousy timing? I signed up to work on that cruise ship for 3 months, and the next week I meet Marty at a party. We got to talking and went out for coffee and, like that. Okay, Mrs. M, you're all done.
It will all work out, Renee. I'm sure it will. Maybe by the time you get back from your cruise, I'll have sold the house and you'll be planning your wedding. I'll just pay up front and put your tip on my bill.
Mrs. Marsden leaves and Joe enters from the back room.
Hi, Mrs. M. Where's my cell phone? Maybe I got a message.
Hey, Renee. Oh, let me just check on my customer. Wow, he's sound asleep. So what's up? You look like you lost your last friend. I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee. You want some?
No, thanks. Joe, let me ask you something. If you met a girl you liked, really liked, and she was going away for 3 months, well, wouldn't you think if she really liked you that maybe she shouldn't go?
What? Run that by me again slowly.
See, I got this job on this cruise ship in the beauty salon. I had to sign a 3-month contract. I was so excited. 3 months on this luxury cruise ship going to all these great places, free room and food and a pretty good salary and tips. But then a week after I signed the contract, I met this great guy.
So?
So I really don't want to go. But the only way I can get out of the contract is if I find someone to take my place. I thought I had someone, but she just called and left a message. She can't do it.
What happens if you just tell them you can't go? What can they do to you?
Joe, I signed a contract. They could sue me. They could report me to the cosmetology board. I signed a contract. What's the use? I'll just have to go. And I don't want to. I really, really don't want to. Just thinking about leaving for 3 months makes me want to cry.
Listen, what did you do about your job here?
I quit. A smart move, huh? I figured that I'd save so much money on the cruise that I'd go to massage school when I got back. I always wanted to be a masseuse.
What about your apartment?
I kept it. I have a lease and the rent's pretty cheap. Shoot. I'm tired about talking about myself. What's happening with you, Joe? Anything exciting going on in your life these days?
Not really. So you asked around and no one can take your place on the ship?
Right. I even went into some shops and put some signs up. Nothing. I asked everyone.
You didn't ask me.
You? Joe, you're married.
Yeah, well, that's sort of not true anymore.
What? What do you mean, sort of not true? What's going on?
Allie and I split up a couple weeks ago. She wants a divorce. It seems she met someone, another teacher at her school. And according to her, he's her soulmate. Can you believe it? He's a math teacher, for God's sake, and he's her soulmate.
I'm sorry, Joe. You should have told me.
Yeah, Well, shit happens. I just didn't expect it to happen to me. So anyway, I moved out. I've got this crummy little one-room furnished apartment. The idea of a 3-month cruise sounds like just what the doctor ordered. What do you think? I've got a license and
If you're a man,
your point is?
well, they hired a woman. Oh, I wonder, I mean, would they mind if
Well, only
maybe-
one way to find out. Call and ask them. Oh, wait. You're sure you don't want to go?
I'm sure. I'm positively, absolutely sure. I'll call them right now.
Renee leaves, goes into the back room.
And I'll check on Mr. Clifford. He's been under that hot towel long enough. Okay, Mr. Clifford, I think you're done, sir.
Wow, that was great, Joe. I actually fell asleep. It was just what I needed. Well, back to work. Let's see, I've got about 3 appointments this afternoon and then a benefit dinner tonight. And Clifford here? What? The client didn't like the presentation. He wants a different concept by tomorrow. But he okayed it. He signed off on. He didn't sign off? Damn it! You assured me that he did. All right, listen.
Joe, they said okay as long as you have a valid license. Oh, and the owner said I could stay on if you're leaving. Isn't that cool? I mean, when you come back, I'll leave.
We'll work it out. So we're set. You stay here with the boyfriend, and I go on a 3-month vacation.
Don't get the wrong idea, Joe. It's not a vacation, Joe. It's a job. You'll be working 8 hours every day.
Honey bun, I've been living in that cruddy room and cooking my own meals. Believe me, it's gonna seem like a...
Damn it! Don't complain to me about overtime. This is your fault for not... Oh. My chest. A pain, such a pain. I can't breathe.
Oh God, Mr. Clifford, sit down for a minute. Your face is all red. I'm calling 911.
Take deep breaths, Mr. Clifford. Slow, deep breaths. I'll get you a glass of nice cool water.
That's good. That's better. That's much better. I'm all right. The pain is gone. I don't call anyone. I'm fine. I'm just fine. Okay, I better get going.
You're not going back to work, are you?
I think you should go home and lie down.
The president of an advertising agency doesn't go home and lie down when his star client is unhappy. No, I'm going to work.
I don't think that's a good idea. You need to go home and relax.
Home is more than an hour away in Boca. Believe me, it's no fun driving there in this traffic.
That's not good. You need to be somewhere peaceful and quiet for a few hours.
You sound like my wife. She's always after me to slow down, relax. She thinks we should buy a place on the beach near my office. We looked around a little bit a few weeks ago.
She's right. Why commute from Boca if your office is in Miami Beach?
Well, we moved to the suburbs for the kids, the schools, you know. And even though they're grown up and out, well, I like living in a house.
No, aren't there any houses on the beach? You know, closer to your office.
Well, matter of fact, we did see a house a few weeks ago. Pretty run down. Needs a lot of work, but it'd be kind of fun to get it in shape again. It's even got a pool.
Did your wife like it?
She loved it. Wanted to make an offer right then, but I wasn't sure. You know what? She was right. I'm going to do it. I'll call the realtor right now. I've got the number in my contacts. I hope he's in the office. Jordan, Ron Clifford here. Listen, remember that rundown old place you showed us a few weeks ago? Is it still on the market? It is? What are they asking again? Okay. Offer them. No, wait. What the hell? That's a fair price. Give it to them. You can text me a contract at the office. Thanks, Jordy.
Wait, wow, you bought a house? You actually bought a house? You bought a house over the phone in 2 minutes?
Way to go, Mr. Clifford. You want something, you go for it. Quick decisions, no fooling around. Wow.
I bet your wife is gonna be surprised.
My wife, I guess I better tell her. Hi, honey, it's me. Listen, remember that old house we saw a few weeks ago? The one with a fancy name that you liked so much? Well, I just bought it. I just bought Marsden Manor.
End of play.
That was fabulous.
I really like that.
So now exterior park day. Salvino male, 50 to 60, approaches a park bench. He's wearing very dark sunglasses and is using a red and white walking stick. As he feels his way to the bench, he taps the bench with the walking stick, feels with his hand for the armrest, and then the seat. He turns and slowly sits down. Salvino rests for a moment, then lifts his head and breathes in through his nose. He turns his head and sniffs the air again.
Is that strawberry?
Excuse me?
That scent, is it strawberry?
Oh, you mean my perfume? It is strawberry. Is it too much?
Oh, no, not at all. It's one of my most favorite scents.
Mine too. I prefer the natural scents.
Reminds me of an artist I once knew. She often wore strawberry perfumes. It's what drew me to her. The scent wafted through the gallery until it led me to her, standing alone in the middle of one of the rooms.
Sounds very romantic.
It was, for quite some time.
Nice.
Until the cancer.
Excuse me?
You needn't be. It was some time ago.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I didn't hear what you said.
Well, then, I am sorry. I shouldn't have disturbed you. Just the wandering thoughts of an old man.
It's okay. I'm just reading for one of my classes.
Oh, it's good to be diligent in your studies. This is a good place for academic reflection.
My first time here, but it's probably why I chose to sit here. Seemed peaceful.
Unless someone comes by and interrupts your studies. Ah. I like to sit here and watch the families enjoy their lives together.
Wait, I assumed you were blind.
You assumed correctly.
Then how do you watch the families?
Oh, I guess that would be confusing. It is true that I cannot see them now, but I can hear them.
So you meant you come here to listen to them?
Not quite. I've not always been in this condition. I used to frequent this park very often. I would sit here and watch the children play and see the parents beam with pride. It was our favorite weekend activity.
The artist's friend?
Yes.
Excuse me for asking, but how long have you been blind?
It's been some time. It didn't happen all at once. My sight declined gradually. Altogether over a 5-year period.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you, but I'm actually thankful for what it gave me.
What? How is that possible? It has to be awful to lose your sight.
Well, it was depressing when I heard the diagnosis. But Alma, that was my artist friend, Alma would not let me just curl up in a corner. She forced me out into the world. She told me I needed to see the world as it is, so I would have memories to see it again.
Seems you were very lucky to have had her in your life.
Yes. I was very lucky. Even with her cancer. It seemed to be timed for both of us. As she drew ill, my sight became a tunnel, growing smaller and smaller until all I could see was her smile. She smiled all the way to the end. Then my little tunnel collapsed. And now, my strongest memory of Alma is her smile.
That's how you cope with it?
No, I'm not coping. I'm living. I can sit here and watch the world from the sounds and scents which trigger my memories. Then I can see everything again.
I'm not sure I could be as strong as you if I had to deal with losing my sight.
Well, it's not strength, it's acceptance. I am alive, and I am very, very thankful for that. I hope you'll forgive me for disturbing your studies. But I did enjoy our talk. I would talk more, but Casablanca is playing at the Limelight.
You're going to the movies.
It's all up here. Every scene is memorized. I just need the voices and the smell of popcorn.
Well, enjoy your movie.
Salvino walks away. Reina watches him effortlessly stride down the sidewalk. She starts to put the earbuds back in, but hesitates as she looks out into the park. Reina closes the book on her lap and places the earbuds on the book. She turns her head side to side, scanning the park. then sits back as she continues to watch the families. She closes her eyes and smiles.
Lovely.
So are we all back? Let's see. You can open up your videos and unmute your audio. So it's been a while, been over a month. It's a new year. Glad you all joined us. We got some new people in here. That's great. Barbara and Amanda, thanks for joining. And I think we had a couple of people like Lily was in the audience. I think there was another person too. I'm not sure if she's come back with us or not. But it's great to be back. And our first play was Rex McGregor's Threatened Panda Fights Back. That was a nice ending, Rex.
That was so funny, especially when Chuck and Sandy came on.
Nice
Trying to be these pandas. Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Very good, Rex. And I particularly enjoyed the difference in the energy between the pandas and the dodos. It was a beautiful counterpoint, and in the writing and also in the playing, I thought that worked absolutely beautifully, and kind of varied the pace and all those wonderful things, and just a great story, a great tale, and the way it unfolded, beautiful.
Yeah. I was waiting for the part where he was going to fight back, and then I realized what was happening at the end when he was giving them directions on how to get to the alligator swamp.
I had to read through the play twice to figure that out, and then I thought, oh, if I laugh, I'm going to show that I have a really dark sense of humor, and then I realized that was the whole point. You're supposed to laugh.
Yeah, that was cute.
I just hope I didn't come in too late or cut people off because I was having internet unstable problems. So sometimes I couldn't hear the line and I was just guessing that's about now. And if I cut somebody off, I'm sorry.
I was
Even now I'm
experiencing the
missing some
same.
people. But thank you. It was great to be back. I've got to go and get a self-tape done. Thank you. Thank you, Rex.
Ah,
Great
Thank
to
you,
meet
Chuck.
well done,
Thank you
Chuck.
all.
Good luck.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you
See
again.
you,
That was
see
fun.
you.
And you dodos. Thank you all. Great job, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, he's great. He's so funny. Bless
Well,
him.
you know, where there's a will, there's a way, right?
And a dodo.
Yeah,
The dodos, right?
the pandas had to recreate themselves again.
Yeah, I love the
Everybody had great
costume.
chemistry, and I loved the costume. Sam, I was watching your style, your hair, and I liked what you were doing. It was great. It was great to just watch everybody and the decisions that were made and trying to make things fit. I know it can be a bit of a challenge for different.
Yeah, actually, the dress or the costumes were very last minute. I mean, I didn't know until Lex told us. And I remember
Oh.
I did the reading with Joyce, and she asked me, "Are you going to do some costume?" I was like, "No, Rex never told anything like that." And but she was right. So he asked at the last minute, and I was like, "Rex, if you could have told me before, I could have done so much better."
Oh no.
Oh, but you did.
I think the timing was perfect considering the cost of eggs.
Yeah.
Was that an insensitive human there expressing an opinion about eggs?
I loved that line. Just humans have no mercy. Your eggs are going to be boiled and fried. My babies!
Oh, I know.
Your delivery on that line, Grady, was just wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks, Up.
and the alligator swamp. That was the best
Yeah.
thing, the best comeback.
But to get the alligator swamp, they have to go through the tiger's pen and the python.
Exactly.
And they're not gonna come back again.
I doubt if they'll make it past the tiger cage, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're not making it to that alligator swamp.
No way.
I read Turn Left at the Wolves and I thought, oh, they're going down.
This was one of those times when I was like, I wish we had our sound on because I was laughing out loud. And I'd read the script, but I was laughing out loud anyway. And I just love, Rex, the humanity that you put into all these animal characters, because there's so many shows that you write about animals, but they all have humanity. And the thing is, we know who this character is. We've all seen that logo. So to get inside the mind of this character is fascinating.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, actors. It was a delight to watch your performances.
Great. Rex, is that a new one, or is that something that you've had before?
This is quite an old play. It's probably my most produced play. I was just looking back, pre-COVID, I was getting productions just about every year, and it's harder to get productions now, I'm finding. So I'm just revisiting some of my older scripts.
Oh, okay. And it was nice that you mentioned the Kiwi.
Yeah.
Rex, honestly, you and Joyce, you guys should work together and create some bigger funny script with more people for reading, and that would be awesome, because we did with the Joyce last time, the banking one, and that was also funny, and I can see funny bones, talent of funny bones in both of you. So give it a try. Yeah. Thank you for the script, by the way. Well written.
So our next one is The Root of All Evil. From across the pond.
Yes,
Fantastic.
thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Vic. It was
Great job, both of you.
It was good.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tasman, for writing such an amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for bringing it to life, both of you. I was looking forward to watching this, and I know previously, I think I started the excerpts of this play from, I think, October, maybe October,
right.
maybe September, October time. Anyway, so I've introduced sort of the core characters of this play. It's a very long play anyway, and it's a murder mystery. So you get to learn about each character. So in this scene, you've learned about Auntie Sophie, because when she entered into the play, she was very short and seemed quite spiteful to Veronica, who is Frederick's second wife. And obviously you kind of think, well, why is she so bitter? And she said, in one of the earlier scenes, she'd said that the past has made her bitter. And you kind of think, well, what is your past? And then I thought it would be nice if we found out this time round. I know we had a recess in December because of the holidays. So I think some may recall the scenes, and I know Paul was Frederick Devereux. And he, everyone up to now definitely has done a fantastic job bringing this play to life, this murder mystery set in the 70s in England. And today's scene, well, I can't wait to watch it on YouTube along with the other scenes. So yeah, kudos to you guys. I think the Brit accent is probably, for some, when I put it up, when I upload the script, some are looking at it and going, oh my God, she wants another Brit accent, for God's sake. For God's sake, when is she going to stop saying that? But it just gives it another layer, and it's a great story, only because I know the whole story, and I suppose it's a bit unfair to say it like that. But yeah, Sophie, my God, yeah,
Wow.
Great. I think it's fair to say, as I was watching her, I was like, oh my God, she is in so much pain, and you just want to hug her.
And they do hug at the end, nicely. And I'm thinking this is going to be another one where we're going to have to take the episodes from each of our play readings and put it into one video.
That'd be amazing, Stephen, if you do that, because I know you did it for the crowd craziness. So yeah, I would be absolutely delighted if you have the time to do that, because I promise you, because I don't like to go on and on and on. I mean, sometimes I do go on and on and on, but I think next month I'll finish it off, because there's only so much. I think the substance of the play kind of rings through each of those episodes. I'm not going to bring in any more characters. I think it's fair to say it's a murder mystery. So Frederick Devereaux is bumped off. Who could it be? It's a family member. Who could it be? And I know Sophie says vengeance is in her heart.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And for me, I was trying to remember back the other scenes, and I was trying to connect these two characters, what we've seen before. And it wasn't until you got to the part where Benjamin starts talking about his girlfriend missing.
Yes.
Whether or not his father would be capable of doing the same thing. And then I said, oh yeah, there's the connection. That's where it is. Yeah.
Because the first scene opened with the two ruffians with this body.
Right.
They're lugging her about, and they were supposed to scare her, but they had accidentally killed her. So they were in a bit of a difficult situation. I don't know what to do with her body. But her body, when Benjamin says, well, I've actually fallen in love with an underprivileged person, I can't locate her, and bam, of course you can't, because her body is in Monument Valley.
Right.
From the first episode.
Right.
So, you know, everybody, I think up to now, all the scenes that I have chosen, everybody has a motive, apart from the ruffians, maybe. Everyone has a motive to bump him off. But who is it? Is it his second wife? Is it Benjamin? Is it Sophie? Is it Thomas? I think Thomas was played by the lovely Mark. Yeah. I can't think if there was any other character. I am so sorry if I've missed you out.
And did Michelle play one of the ruffians in the first scene?
She did. That's it. And surprisingly, it was Michelle and Victor who actually played the ruffians at the beginning, because he kept talking about wanting to go to Mexico. And you just think, well, hang on a minute, you're lugging a dead body. Why the heck are you talking about going to Mexico?
Swimming to Mexico.
Yes.
That's right.
And I loved it because Tasman said to me, maybe if you want to, lose the proper British accent you've been using and try a mid-London accent. And I was like, mid-London. Google mid-London. What is that? Cockney. Don't know Cockney. And I spent a couple days taking lessons online, and boy, did I enjoy learning Cockney. That was actually fun.
You're brilliant. Yeah, thank you for that. Always appreciate everyone's time. Definitely. That was
Oh, but
brilliant.
gosh, Tasman, the role of Sophie, what you've written for her. Oh my gosh. I mean, you had me by the guts today.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
thank
Michelle
you.
just drove it so beautifully.
From start to finish,
Fantastic
didn't she just?
job, and Vic, great job. It's just this was a scene, a real scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she and the way she reveals, and the torment that she has been living with. I think through her dialogue, I was hoping that whoever reads this or performs this actually feels that raw pain. And to this day, she replays it and relives it. And you just think, well, hang on a minute. Why is she still living in this mansion?
Right.
She's got to have a reason for still living in this mansion. And that's Peter.
Have we met Peter yet?
I'm in the play. By the time you reach this scene, yes, you have. You know him and so on, but I'm not going to bring him in to the group, the scene. There's a scene with all the servants in their quarters, what they get up to. they read other people's mail and they put it back on the desk and they get up to all sorts with the gardener, etc., etc. So very colorful, very funny characters. And yes, Peter is amongst that. But no, I mean, it will just make, for the whole year, I'll be bringing this play to you and you'll be like, oh, Tasman, have you actually got anything else? We're getting sick of it. Can we get to the end of it? So I just thought, if he's mentioned in the dialogue, he exists. I mean, again, it may bring up that question.
Uh-oh.
She's frozen.
Oh,
I think
she's
she's
frozen.
frozen. Yeah.
I was afraid it was my.
The suspense.
She'll be back.
She'll have to get off and on, I guess.
But I would like to say to Sophie, to Michelle, that your accent was completely convinced me, because I don't remember hearing your accent otherwise, and it just sounded absolutely perfect. British accent, London accent.
How do you do that? There's a lesson you can take
Yeah.
on that. I need it.
Oh, well, I just I hung out with the crew of upstairs, downstairs.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
I just watched TV and started talking with an English accent.
Oh.
I think what really drove it home for me was that I really needed good service over at the Container Store, and I just couldn't get it. So when I was taking master classes over at South Coast Rep, I afterwards I would go to Container Store or CVS, and I never got any good service. So I started using my British accent because I was doing Acheborn at the time, a lot of Acheborn scenes, and I started using it, and literally, I even had one guy chase me out to the parking lot to give me change that he owed me. Pay me any attention anywhere, any place. Not here. Nothing.
That's right.
That is so great.
I don't
That
know.
is-
It could be that way.
So
I
I
would
Oh,
have to
that's
try that.
amazing. That's marvelous. I have to
And
say,
Mark was my scene partner, which was really funny. We went out to do some errands after class and get something to eat. And he was like, I need something at the Container Store. Can you come in with me? And sure, what do you need? Cockney accent.
It's like a weapon.
Like that, like that.
Well,
just fall
I think Tasman got bumped off. I'm waiting for her to get back in, but she hasn't logged back in yet. So we're going to move on to A Circle from Barbara, a new contributor. She I've worked with her down in Florida virtually through the NCP Lab group down there. So Barbara, how was the experience? Oh, and you're muted. There you go.
Okay, well, this was fun to do. It was interesting to meet everybody. And I think the cast did a great job. I'm grateful.
Yeah, I was a little concerned because I was trying to figure out your first scene. I was going to say, okay, what does the rest of this have to do with the first scene? And of course, you made the complete circle back to
That was the circle.
Yeah, it was great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I always think life is connected like that somehow. It's always interesting to see how life can be connected to other
Did you get any of your characters from people that you meet weekly or know from your own life?
No, I do have manicures, but
Right now.
They always say that everyone's life is connected, but six characters away from someone, you can meet everybody. So I kind of like that whole idea.
this is a bit of an odd thing for me. Hi, Jasmine.
Sorry
To admit,
about my
and I'll make it very quick because it is so bizarre. Barbara, everything you mentioned in this play, I know people who are going through that, and I was very like, why are you doing this? I don't know any manicurists, but I do know people who are working class and they eat cruise ship jobs. If you've got one, you are good, and it's a market. Like I'm going, I'm excited for you and your boyfriend. Oh, I'm excited for you and the cruise. Oh, I have to choose on your behalf. No, I don't. I'm an audience member. Oh, I'm worried about that guy. I was very invested, and I feel like I've faced some of these in reality. They're just a little bit more toned down, not so like stylized, I guess. So if you're wondering if it was realistic, it was, and I can tell you exactly how. And I hate to admit it, but when you said, "Oh, the older folks got the house at the beach," I laughed because I'm evil, and I knew that they're like I wasn't laughing at him being sick. I was laughing at like the process of we wanted a house at the beach, we wanted this lifestyle, we blah blah blah, and it's being taken away from us. And I was like, "Yes, it is." Ha ha ha. Because anyway.
Well, we always
Apparently,
say
I just
jobs.
admitted to everyone that I'm evil, but if you've had the experiences I've had with the whole thing is they make a big deal about how they've gotten this beautiful house at the beach. Congratulations. And then they keep going, and it's like, can you tone it down a little? And they don't, and then they lose their it's Schadenfreude. Oh, you thought you were going to stay there forever? No, you're not.
I just think
Sorry.
cruise.
I
love
told you it was
cruise.
going to be bizarre.
I love cruises, and I always thought it'd be fun to work on one, but the reality is it's a lot of hard work, and those people
Yeah.
work very hard. So when Joe says it's going to be a vacation, it's not such a vacation really, but for him it would have been.
So as a new writer, does this process, did it bring anything up for you? Anything that you thought about changing or altering, or were you just satisfied with the way it?
Well, I usually write murder mysteries. This is a change for me. So it's a difference. I didn't kill anybody. Nobody died. There was nothing to solve. It was just regular people, which was kind of a change for me.
Well, if you want to bring in a murder mystery, you can do it like Tasman does and just bring in 10 minutes at a time. 10 minutes or maybe a little bit more than 10 minutes.
Sometimes it's hard.
Maybe next month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So should we move on to a shared view? It was a great performance by Henry and Amanda.
Wonderful.
Sandy, did you have something you wanted?
Yeah, I have to leave, but I
Okay.
enjoyed it very, very much. And
Yeah, I have
see
to
you.
leave
Hope to
too.
see you again soon.
Well
You
done.
guys were all
Next
great.
month.
Thank you.
I enjoy
Bye.
so much hearing
Thanks,
the
Rex.
stories that you guys make. It's very inspiring.
Who was that speaking?
That was
it was
Joyce.
me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Joyce.
Yeah.
You're going to submit something next month, though, right?
Yes, I have a story that was originally an African movie called The Money Order, but I'm calling this one The Traveler's Check.
Okay.
And so it's a comedy, and it's sort of like what happens when old world meets modern world.
Okay. Is it 10 minutes or less?
Oh yeah, it is.
Okay.
Complete. It's only 5 pages.
So you can post it after today if you want to, and
Most
maybe people
definitely.
will
Most definitely.
volunteer for it.
Exactly.
Excuse me,
No
I have to
problem.
leave now. It was nice meeting everybody. And
Okay.
thank you.
And you,
Bye-bye.
welcome.
Bye.
See you
Very
next
much.
month.
Barbara.
I have to leave everybody. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Bye. Thank
Seems like
you.
Joyce is
Thank
obsessed
you.
with the banks. So,
Barbara.
all right. Take care, everybody. Bye. Take care.
Bye.
I have to as well. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being extremely patient as I gave bizarre, feedback. Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything.
We're waiting for
Maybe it'll
you.
get to know your play idea. There you go. You've got my full permission to make fun of me in your next play.
Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you. See you guys.
Bye.
So Shared View was actually written for the group in Florida. It was for their Thanksgiving performance. All you had to do was write something that had something that you were thankful for in the script. And they did a live performance, and they tried to hook it up with a virtual performance also, but the virtual performance didn't work, so I never got to see it. So I asked Henry and Amanda to perform it. Amanda, where are you in New York?
No, I am, believe it or not, I am in the middle of nowhere, North Carolina, North Central
Oh.
North Carolina. I live in a pasture on a farm.
Oh, okay. But you belong to a filmmaking group from New York?
I do, yes. I've
Okay.
got a short film anthology coming out this year.
Okay. Nice.
Can
So
you say that again? From you're where? Because I'm in New York.
Oh, I'm not in New York. I'm just affiliated with a group there, but I live in central North. So I am
And what is the group in New York, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, it's the New York City Short Film Club.
Okay.
And I can give you the Instagram in the chat if you'd like to follow.
So did you write something for that group?
I did. I co-wrote a short for an anthology on sound that we have coming out. So definitely, I'm going to type in our little at Instagram, and y'all definitely follow because it looks wonderful. I'm elated that I get to be part of it.
Great. I'll save the chat.
Okay.
Save chat. Good. So Henry, thank you again for coming into the group and doing that part for me. Really appreciate it.
Sure, it was fun. And as always with your plays, Stephen, when I first read them, I never know what they're about. I don't understand them. I think I've said this to you many times, and and this was the same. And it's when they come out loud, when they come out, when we start reading them with other people, when I start reading, you know what I mean. It all pulls together, and I can see exactly the energy and what's happening in the progress and the point of it. So it's always beautiful to do it in this sort of in this sort of way, because I learn so much and I enjoy it so much, and the character really just kind of comes alive for me.
And I think this is a great tool for writers, also for actors, but for writers to hear their work out loud, to hear what works, what doesn't work. Yeah. Actually, my oldest sister has a friend in a book club that they shared, and he's connected to me a couple of times about some scripts that my sister had sent him. So he had sent me an email asking me if I was still writing, and I said yes, and I sent him the script. And he sent me an email back after writing it. And he said, I had a teacher in college who was blind and would come in and talk about watching his favorite television programs. And I never understood him until I read your script. So that,
Wow. Yeah.
things like that to happen.
I think, Stephen, you're very good with, generally speaking, with all your scripts. You make that human connection. What we're looking for at first, as Henry put it, we're not entirely sure which way you're going with this, but there's definitely a solid message at the end of it. And as you said earlier on, it's about gratitude. So yeah, I think you've put that in a nutshell. I mean, I enjoyed your scene. I enjoy your work anyway. And it was lovely to understand how someone who is blind, where we say, well, hang on a minute, you can't really see anything, or you won't be able to understand the value of it, how a blind person, how a visually impaired person is actually able to use other senses to live their reality, so that human connection is there, and that's beautiful.
And I'd have to say that the ideal came from watching one of the shows I like to watch is the CBS Sunday Morning Show. And they did a segment on this family that had, I think, 5 children, and 4 of them were losing their eyesight.
Wow.
And when she asked the doctor, okay, we know they're going to eventually lose their eyesight. What should I be doing now? Should I be getting him into Braille classes? And the doctor told her, no, you need to take them out in the world so that they can see things and have those memories. And so her and her husband decided to go around the world with their kids.
Wow. Great story.
So it's a very therapeutic play, Stephen, and I particularly like the line, "I'm not coping, I'm living."
Right.
Mm.
And Henry asked me about that line. It was sort of, him kind of contemplating how to deliver it, because at first when he says not coping, there's the ideal, well, I'm not coping, I'm I'm not doing well, I'm not coping. But then I said, no, it's not about coping. It's more about acceptance, because he says that later on. He says, well, it's not strength, it's acceptance.
Yeah.
So it's about accepting what you have and making the most out of it.
Mm. Yeah, totally true. Absolutely.
Well, it was beautifully done. I mean, very, very sensitive, but it just, that whole idea of Stephen's, of being grateful and being thankful for something, that came in towards the end, was made very clear, but it made so much sense, and it just was, and especially how it was acted, so really beautiful.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
Definitely.
A few of my scripts, I've written them with Henry and Mike, so I'm glad he accepted the part.
More than a few.
And some of them have come from me having conversations with him. Yeah, we'll be talking, and then I'll send him a script, and he'll remember our conversation and those dialogue in the dialogue.
Or I'll say, will you write me a script with this person?
Yeah.
And then what comes out, and you don't know who they are, but I send you a picture of them or something that they've done. And the script that comes out is always completely surprising and totally appropriate to the people. But you come up with such out of the box ideas and make them feel so relevant to real life. It's wonderful working with you, Stephen.
Thank you.
As we have for many, many years, haven't we?
Yes.
So true. Yeah.
So, Victor, where are you located?
Yeah.
Where are you located?
I'm in Lincoln Heights, California, about a mile northeast of Chinatown and downtown Los Angeles.
Okay. I'm apparently going to have a play opening at the Writers Equity Theater, Writers Equity Library in Manhattan. So I'm looking for New York actors, unfortunately. I was hoping that you and Amanda were in New York.
We can swap though, right? I can hook you up.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll send you the script, and if you think you know of someone that will fit it, I need.
Do you have a point for me in mind, Mr. Olson? Because I wouldn't mind visiting the East Coast.
Well, it's a one-day performance, so I don't know if you would want to make a trip for just one day, but
Wouldn't mind, and be an excuse to see the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, because I'm going up for the film anthology next month. So tell us the day.
It's supposed to be on May 21st.
Okay. Lots of time.
Yeah.
Stephen,
Summer.
Stephen, you could just send out one of your private jets.
Okay. Yeah.
Stephen.
Yeah, there you go. Problem solved.
I'll do that. I'll do
One,
that.
one of them, just one of them.
Yeah, just one of the fleet.
Oh,
Yeah.
how funny.
Mr. Olson, and I definitely will give you plenty of time, and I'll show up early so it's not no BS.
Okay, but I got to tell you, first I'm going to look for someone in the New York area first. I want to make sure they're going to be there and that there's no travel problems.
Thank you for thinking about me, though. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Yeah, email me and message me the roles and so forth, your casting information. I'll get it out.
Okay, I'll do that. Sure.
Oh.
Anyone else have anything coming up?
Well, I just want to say thank you guys for having me. And I'm intrigued by you, Tasman Jahan, with your long, it seems like a movie. So I didn't see the first few. So I'm excited to see how it plays out. I'd love to see the long YouTube edit for it. And maybe go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. I was just going to say, because they're all on YouTube, it's a case of going into the appropriate month and having a look if you do have the time. So thank you for that. And lovely to meet you and welcome to the group.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yay.
Amanda.
So, Lily, are you planning on coming back?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
When is the next one?
It'll be February. It's the 4th Sunday.
4th Sunday.
25th, 26th, that is.
Yes, the 20th.
You are right.
Are you coming back as an actress or a writer?
I don't know. I could submit something, a scene.
Okay. We just asked that they be 10 minutes or less.
Right.
And probably no more than 5 characters, because sometimes it becomes difficult to find people.
Right.
Yeah.
When should
unless
I
you double up.
when should I submit the information on the website?
As soon as you want. You could do it tonight.
Okay.
5 minutes ago.
All you have to do is put in the title, the roles that you want cast, and whether or not you need a director or narrator.
Okay, well, I could be the director,
Okay.
if that's okay.
Yeah, most of the writers end up directing their own pieces, and most of the writers end up narrating their own pieces also. That's really
Okay.
up to you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure. Is that it? Is everybody ready to go?
I just wanted to say what a lovely evening, or it's the evening here in New York, but what a lovely evening and an eclectic evening, a roller coaster ride of an evening, all
Yeah.
different types of pieces that were done. The work was wonderful, the writing and the acting, but I really love the variety that we had tonight.
Yes.
Oh, and Leslie, the play that I wanted you to do was that reverse position. I submitted it, but I haven't heard anything from the theater. And then when I emailed the guy that hosted it last time, his email came back as no longer available.
Oh no. I hate it when that happens.
So I'm not sure what happened with that one.
Stupid email.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you for letting me know.
But how about I'll send you the script that's coming out in May, and you can tell me if it's a part you'd like to do.
Okay, great. Thanks.
All right. Great.
I'm going to head out, folks. It was
Okay.
wonderful. Thank you for the entertainment.
Sure.
Thank
Good to see you.
you. Yeah.
Bye, Coretti.
Bye.
Bye, Goretti.
Good to see you.
And I
See
just
you.
also want to say, yeah, it's been an absolutely wonderful evening. Evening or late into the night for me now. It's already Monday where I am, technically. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I really enjoy it. And
We had a
I think
couple of new people from England, but I guess it was not the right time for them to show up.
Oh, did you? Oh, that would be nice.
Yes.
Yeah, certainly would be nice if we had a few more from across the pond. But yeah, as you say, it might be late night and they probably have work tomorrow morning.
Yes.
Yes. But anyway, yes, and my actors were fabulous. Thank you so much for your time and your efforts and your energy. Because sometimes, you just write, and sometimes I write a lot, and then you kind of think, well, hang on a minute, how is that going to really play out off the page? Blah 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 blah. But yeah, it's with this group, with the talent we have, it appears to be seamless, and I'm really grateful for that. So thank you so much, and thank you, Stephen, always for the space, for the platform. Without you, without without those links, every month, and getting organized and getting people ship shape for this evening, it wouldn't happen. So thank you so much. And again, it is next month, all being okay. It will be the last of the root of all evil, but I'm hoping the reveal will be of intrigue. And I'll leave it at that.
The murder hasn't actually happened yet, has it? I mean,
no, but as you know, a murder is going to happen. I'm not going to submit that part of it. I think it would be nice now to know that he is dead, something's happened. I mean, this is what I was thinking. So, if you disagree, please tell me. But I was thinking, we've had 3 segments of this. So the last one, I was hoping to do the last one next month, and then we kind of put a lid on that and we can move on to something different. But it's up to you, if you really want the part of where he's, but mind you, in that last scene, or the scene that I'm thinking about submitting, they do tell you how they did it.
Oh, that's what I'm interested in finding out, how he gets it. I hope it's like Goldfinger when he gets sucked through the window of the.
Oh no, I'm not that thrilling.
Oh, it's not going to be violent.
No, it's not that thrilling. Well, I don't think it is, but it's part of the story anyway. But I think it's the reveal of who actually did it, because there's so many characters in this play, in the full version, that you just think, who could it be? Everyone has a motive, but who could it be? But it's definitely a family member.
Okay, it's entirely up to you if you want to go out 2 scenes. I mean, I was just kind of concerned for you that you're going to have a murder and solve it in 10 minutes.
I don't know. Is everyone getting sick of it?
No, well, at least not me anyway. But
okay, I will go back to the boardroom and think about it then.
Do let me know.
Frederick right there. Frederick is right here.
That's right.
Yeah, sorry, Frederick, but you are really mean. You're a nasty piece of work. You are so awful.
Tasman, do let me know if you need Thomas again, and I'll be sure to take a couple of minutes first.
I think we've all played a part in somewhere.
Yes, you all have, I think. Majority in this lovely digital room. Yeah. Okay, I will, as Stephen has said, if we do it another 2 then, and if you're happy with that and nobody goes, oh my God, she said this already, then that's okay.
No, we just need to know what happened.
Yeah, that's the point of these reading rooms. You get to follow the whole thing. I've heard like entire full-length plays at some of my local forums. It is what it is,
Yeah. Okay. No, I think I'm always conscious of the fact that, if I'm contributing every month and it is an excerpt of a play, and then, as you've said, Amanda, you haven't seen the other scenes, so I don't want you to feel left out, or you think, oh my God, the scene today was a little bit off-putting because there's so much information in there, and what are they talking about, blah, 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 blah. So I don't want to lose any audience member.
No, their experience, or it's on them if they want to go catch up. It's just like if you pick up a book and you turn into chapter 3 or something, you can go back or get a synopsis or something. No big deal. right?
Yeah, brilliant. And with this group, Stephen kindly uploads the scenes on YouTube, so you can certainly take your time, watch it, listen to the dialogue, and certainly with other scenes as well. Yeah, so thank you. Yeah, so thank you to everyone who puts up with me.
Okay. See you all next month, hopefully.
Yes, see you. Stay safe, everyone. See you next month. Thank you so much. Bye.
Take care.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Love
Bye.
and light. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.